If you love puppies, then what are you supposed to do again? Oh yeah, keep scrolling. But if you hate puppies, like, comment, and share. Yo, what up? Whew. Holy hack.
Hey, realtors, on your way to a...
But she only blinks at me. The advertisement didn't say anything about a 7-day work week. She keeps blinking at me. Yeah, sure. I can work every day. Great, she says and lines up my paperwork. Now I just need to see your identification. Oh, I don't drive. I didn't ask if you drive, she says and opens a drawer in her desk, pulling out an ebony box. She places it on her desk and slides it across to me. Place your right hand inside the box, please. What for? I ask, not liking the look of the pitch-black box. For identification, she says and sighs. The charter of the building prohibits the employment of non-human workers. This is a completely human-owned, operated, and occupied building, and that is what our tenants expect. Only humans? Why does that matter? I ask, my eyes still on the box. You ever woken up to the smell of a hobgoblin making queso dip at 3 in the morning? She asks. I shake my head. Then count yourself lucky. Plus, most humans are easy to kill, so if they get out of line, then we don't have to call in the authorities or an exterminator. She shrugs. You never know what danger lurks in the shadows here in the city, so we like to control the environment and any contingencies as much as possible. Oh, okay, I say and take a deep breath. Then I let it out and slowly stick out my hand. I just put it in there? Yes, she says and taps the top of the box. A panel on the end slides open. In you go. I take another deep breath, then shove my hand through the opening. My skin goes ice cold, then lava hot. It just That'll do, she says and taps the box again. Take your hand out. I do, and to my surprise, although I shouldn't be too surprised, considering how the city is. The box sprouts legs and arms and crawls over to the assistant manager. She leans down and cocks her head like she's listening to something the box is telling her, even though I can't hear a thing. Ah, good to know, she says, then straightens up, placing the box back into the desk drawer. All human, she holds out her hand. You are hired, Mr. Pritchard. Welcome to the team and welcome to the Third Arms. Thank you, Miss Moscato, I say and shake her hand vigorously. Yeah, you thank me now, she says and smirks. I'll give you a day to get settled into your new apartment. But as per the terms of your residency, you do not pay rent or utilities as long as you work every day. Miss a day, and your stipend will be docked by 10%. Miss 2 days, and your stipend will be docked 50%. Shouldn't it be 20%? I ask, fairly confident in my math. Did I say 20%? No. What did I say? 50%. Then how much will you be docked if you miss 2 days? 50%? Good boy, she says and stands up. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go do my rounds. Rounds? Yes, rounds. Where I walk the building and make sure everything is running according to the building's charter. Without the charter, the Third Arms would devolve into chaos. She looks toward the window in her office and at the gloomy evening outside. And we all know the only way to survive the city is to keep the chaos at bay. I'm not sure I know that, but I don't argue with her. She smiles at me, and I smile at her. This means you have to leave, Mr. Pritchard, she says, and gestures to her office door. Call me Tony, please, I say and hurry to the door. I will not be doing that, Mr. Pritchard, she says and sees me out. Now, like I said, you have a day to get settled. Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., you will report to the front desk for your first day of work. Of course, I say and give her a huge grin. Thank you again, Miss Moscato. I really appreciate the But she's gone. She doesn't let me finish my sentence. She doesn't say goodbye. She doesn't really acknowledge that I exist. She just walks away. How do I get my apartment key? I call after her. She points at the front desk. Thank you. I wander over to the front desk and to the middle-aged woman standing behind it. Hello, Mr. Pritchard, she says and gives me the warmest smile I've ever seen. I'm Miss Grace. Are you ready to get settled into the Third Arms? Call me Tony, I say and stick my hand out over the front desk. Her smile goes from warm to polite, and her eyes flit to my hand, then back to my face. Are you ready to get settled into the Third Arms, Mr. Pritchard? I take the hand back and let it awkwardly drop to my side. Yeah, sure, I'm ready, I say and nod. Miss Grace, was it? Yes, she says and leans down behind the desk. When she stands back up, she has a large iron box in her hands. With a loud thud that echoes throughout the lobby, she lets the box drop onto the desk. She undoes the top 2 buttons of her blouse and reaches inside. I blush and turn away. I hear a rattle and clang clang and steal a quick glance at the box. Miss Grace has a large key in her hand, and she is methodically turning it counterclockwise in the iron box's lock, over and over and over. It's almost mesmerizing. There's a very faint click, and the box pops open. Miss Grace places the key back inside her blouse and redoes the 2 buttons. She nods at me and then nods at the open iron box. What? I ask, feeling very out of sorts. The key to your residence is inside the box, she says. All you have to do is reach in and take it. You people really like your boxes here at the Third Arms, don't you? I say and laugh. The warm smile left at my last faux pas, and now I watch the polite smile leave too. You are now part of us people, Mr. Pritchard, Miss Grace says, and nods at the box again. Your residence awaits. All you have to do is reach inside the box and take your key. Sure, I say and reach inside the box. The pain is almost more than I can handle. I yank my hand back out and stare at it, looking for burn marks or cuts or some trauma. But it's only normal, unmarred flesh. Just my hand, unwounded. And in my hand is a room key. A normal key to a normal door, attached to a metal fob with my room number on it. 750, I say. I turn the key over and inspect it, then look at Miss Grace. Are there really 50 rooms per floor? Sometimes more, sometimes less, she says and shrugs. Then the polite smile returns. 750 is a wonderful residence. You will enjoy your time here. That's good to know, I say and put the key in my pocket. Why is it so wonderful? I wouldn't know, she says. I have never been in room 750. Perhaps you will invite me over one evening after your shift. Yeah, of course, I say. What time does your shift end? The same as yours, Mr. Pritchard. Sundown. Do you only work weekdays? I work every day, Mr. Pritchard. The same as you. Oh, wow. That's surprising. She cocks her head and drops her brow. Oh, and why is that? I just assumed that my job was entry level, so that's why I work every day. I didn't think it was the same for the front desk. What job here does get a day off? We all work every day, Mr. Pritchard. All of us? Everyone? All of us. Everyone. What about the manager? I haven't seen him. No one has seen management. I wait for her to say more, but she doesn't. So I smile and nod and pat the pocket with my room key in it. Well, I'm going to go get settled in. A wonderful idea, Mr. Pritchard. Maybe you want to come by this evening when you get off. I can run to the store and get some wine or beer or whatever you like. Not tonight, Mr. Pritchard, but one evening, yes. You should get used to working here at the Third Arms beforehand. It'll make conversation better. Right, yeah, sure. Good thinking. I kind of do a half bow, then shuffle backward away from the front desk. It was, good to meet you, Miss Grace. And you as well, Mr. Pritchard. I turn and almost slam nose first into the closed elevator door. My face goes beet red, and I'm glad I'm turned away from Miss Grace. I stab at the elevator call button over and over. It only takes one press, Miss Grace calls from across the lobby. I stop stabbing the button.
McDonald's meat store. Universe with 1 of 6 collectibles and your choice of a Big Mac.
Don't go to McDonald's.
McNuggets with
Clear my slowly from lobby to 1 to 2 and so on. Not the speediest elevator, I say and laugh.
They're not.
Move when it needs to,
I know who wrote that, I
I
bet.
say and shuffle my feet.
They're not.
Wrote his ask. So are you retiring? Is that why they hired me? Retiring? He replies with a laugh and shakes his head. The round hat stays perfectly
Let's take a
in
picture of
place.
this.
No, Mr. Pritchard. I am moving to the night shift. I will be working every night while you work every day. You're taking
Things
over
going to
nights?
change.
But isn't that kind of
Someone's
backward?
gonna leave. We all know who it
Shouldn't
is.
you like me to the nights? You cannot handle the nights. Oh, if you say so. The Third Arms says so, Mr. Pritchard. Cool. The hand has moved from 4 to 5. So you've been working here how long? Every day for a very long time. Like how long? Time moves differently here in the Third Arms, Mr. Pritchard, he says, and fixes me with a hard stare. You would be wise to learn that sooner rather than later. So many questions pop into my head. But before I can utter a single one, the elevator bell dings and Mr. Ansel says, "7th floor. It has been a pleasure, Mr. Pritchard." "Ah, we're here," I say and watch as Mr. Ansel slides the door open and gestures for me to leave. "That was sudden." "It always is, Mr. Pritchard." I nod at the old man and step off the elevator. As I turn to leave, he grabs me by the upper arm and yanks me close, his mouth almost touching my ear. "When you see the button, do not press it," he says. "That floor is not for you. It is not for any of us. Ignore the button when it appears. You cannot handle the lies. They will devour you." Then he lets go of me and slides the door closed without another word, leaving me standing there in the hallway, my mouth hanging open and a million more questions in my head. After a few seconds, I pull the key out of my pocket and look one way then the other, trying to figure out which way my room is. I pick a direction and walk, but quickly realize I'm going the wrong way. So I spin back around and freeze. "Hello," a man says to me only inches away. "Lost, are we?" He has to be older than Mr. Ansel by a couple decades or more, considering the state of his withered features and scrawny frame. But there's a light in his eyes that's puzzling. "Just turned around," I say and jingle my key. 750. "How lovely," he says and turns on his heels in a crisp military fashion. "I am across the hall in 748. Follow me, if you will, Mr. Pritchard," I say, and then hustle to keep up with the man as he takes impossibly long strides down the hallway. "Tony Pritchard." "Mr. Pritchard," the man says. "I am Mr. Bernard. A pleasure to make your acquaintance." "Same," I say and nearly trip over my own feet as I struggle not to be left behind. We zoom past the doors to other rooms, and I'm barely able to glance at their numbers. "Here we are," Mr. Bernard says, bowing slightly at a door that has 750 in large, ornate lettering on the center. "Your new home." "Thanks." "You're most welcome, Mr. Pritchard," he replies, and before I can say anything else, he strides off, already halfway down the hallway before I can blink twice. Suddenly alone in a strange place, I feel a sense of dread creep up from my belly. Not fear, so much as just a foreboding. "Would have been nice to feel that earlier," I mutter as I place the key in the lock and give it a twist. There's a loud, satisfying click. I turn the doorknob and push the door wide open, staying out in the hallway as I stare at a dark entranceway that seems to stretch on forever into an unknown nothingness. Then I reach in and flip up the single light switch, and the entranceway turns out to be about 6 feet long and opens up into a nice living room with a kitchen at the far end, close to the outside wall. "Home sweet home," I say and step inside. The door swings closed behind me without me touching it, making me jump and spin around. I gulp and take a step back as I read the words carved into the inside of the door. "A button pressed is a call into the darkness." "What the shit?" I say and shake my head. The words are gone, leaving only unmarred wood. "This city," I say and take a deep breath. Reluctantly, I turn my back on the door and move deeper into my new home. It's already furnished, which is good, because I don't have any furniture of my own. My former apartment building was burned to the ground during a literal firefight between the police and a gang of kobolds. 26 people died that night. I was busy getting drunk at the corner tavern after being laid off from my job as a delivery driver for Porter's Antiques and Antiquities. No one would ever tell me the difference between an antique and an antiquity, but whatever the difference may be, they deliver the same, which is to say by a rundown truck that has shitty brakes. Brakes that gave out just as I tried to stop at a red light. I T-boned a hearse, and that was that. Fired on the spot. Literally, Jonas Ford,
Emma, what up?
son, drove down to the accident and handed me my walking papers. I handed him the keys to the truck and limped the 15 blocks to the corner tavern, then sat down and started drinking. The furniture in my new home is a strange mix of styles, kind of like the Third Arms. Some Victorian, some modern, some rustic. I set my key down on the kitchen counter and look out of the window over the sink. The view is of the city, of course, but but it's a view I've never seen in my life. Instead of looking out at a garbage-filled alley or a broken cobblestone street filled with muck and crap, I'm staring at a long view that overlooks the grove. The trees sway in a wind I can't detect, and I swear I see shapes moving in the shadows. But that's the grove for you. A place of nature that is unnatural as the city itself. Not somewhere you want to find yourself after dark, or in the middle of the afternoon for that matter. A knock at my door tears me away from the view. Coming! I call out and hurry to the door. When I open it, no one is there. But a beautifully designed box sits on the hallway floor, a note attached to the top. Your uniform, the note says, and is signed, Management. I bring the box into my room and set it on the metal and glass coffee table. Then I plop down on the couch that is all overstuffed, worn leather. Lifting the lid off the box, I stare at my new uniform. It is exactly like the one Mr. Ansel was wearing, hat included. I pick it up and turn it in my hands, as if it'll tell me the secret to my new job. It doesn't. I set the hat aside and take the uniform out. First the jacket, then the white shirt, then the trousers. Under it all is a pair of shiny black shoes, no socks. That makes me realize that I never brought what little luggage I have left up to my room. But when I take the uniform and its box into the bedroom, I see my single suitcase laid out on a bench by the bedroom window. It's open, so it shows the eager items I have to my name. Another pair of jeans, 3 black t-shirts, a few pairs of socks, and some boxers. That's all that's left of Tony Pritchard. Some hastily bought clothes and a fourth-hand suitcase. I hang the uniform in the closet and put the rest of my clothes in the chest of drawers opposite my bed. It's a king bed, which is a luxury. I'll probably get agoraphobic sleeping in it the first night. There's so much space. My stomach rumbles and I head to the kitchen, hoping to find something in the fridge. But no luck. It's empty. I remember seeing a corner market down the street, so I check my wallet to make sure I do have some cash, which I do, and head out of my new apartment and down the hallway to the elevator.
Did you hear the new Mega Millions jackpots are going to be higher than ever?
How high? Hungry? Mr. Ansel asks as I step into the car. Yes, I say, frowning. He laughs and rolls his eyes. The Third Arms provides a lot to its employees, but free meals is not one of the perks, he says and closes the door. The ride down is done before I know it, unlike the ride up. I thank Mr. Ansel, give a wave to Miss Grace, then head out onto the street and into the bustling noises of the city. A 38 Packard speeds by and splashes gutter water up into the air. I barely dodge it as I hurry down the sidewalk to the corner market. A 56 Ford slows down and a gang of haints all stare at me.
You look lost.
One of the haints calls from the passenger window.
Hop in. We'll get you to where you need.
No thanks, just going to the market.
Market's closed.
The haint says. His semi-corporeal skin is mottled green and blue, and one of his eyes is completely bloodshot. When he grins at me, I see row after row after row of very sharp teeth. The Ford comes to a stop, and the haint's grin widens.
You should get in.
He says as the car doors open, and the gang all step out onto the sidewalk. In seconds, I'm surrounded by less than friendly-looking haints. All I wanted was to get some key their deaths as offensive, and they want to take that offense out on anyone and everyone they come across. Why a gang of haints is this far uptown in the city, I don't know, but they are. Now I'm dealing with them.
How about you spill a little blood for some poor haints?
The grinning haint says, the one from the passenger seat.
I bet you got plenty of blood to spare. Plenty of blood.
The others murmur. Yeah, I'm anemic, I say and smile at my little joke. I can tell by the looks on their faces that they don't know what the word anemic means.
Davy? Davy Bryant?
The voice calls out.
Is that you?
The lead haint whips his head around and sighs.
Fuck, Peyton. What do you want?
What do I want?
The man says as he walks up to us.
Can a guy say hello to an old friend?
We ain't friends, Peyton.
The haint, Davy Bryant apparently, says. Aw, man, come on, don't be that way, the man says when he reaches us. He holds out his hand to me. Name's Peyton. I shot this son of a bitch about 6 years ago, and he's never forgiven me. You killed me, Peyton, Davy snarls. Kinda hard to forgive. I know. I look him up and down. Nice suit, overcoat that cost as much as the Haints Ford. Shoes just as expensive. The fedora on his head, though, is older and well-worn. I shake Peyton's hand, and the Haints all groan. What's this guy to you, Peyton? Davy asks. Look at the kid. He's a nothing. How about you forget that little protection shake you just did and let us take him? I can't do that, Davy, Peyton says, and opens his overcoat to show the Haints a very large pistol strapped under his left arm. Aren't you boys a little outside your usual stomping grounds? Davy eyes the pistol, then growls low and hops back into the Ford. The other Haints glare at Peyton and follow. The lines in the city are blurring, Peyton, so watch yourself, Davy says as the Ford's engine roars to life. See you later. I hope so, Peyton says, and closes his overcoat as the Ford races off. Its back tires squealing on the wet pavement, the rear end swirling back and forth before the driver straightens out and speeds down the street, ignoring the red light at the intersection. No T-boning a hearse for them, I mumble. What's that? Nothing, I say and smile at him. Thanks. That was nice of you to help me out. Nice? He replies and laughs. Sure, kid. It was nice of me. I'm 29, I say, so you can stop the kid shit. Sorry, Peyton says and holds his hands up in mock surrender. No offense meant. He claps me on the shoulder. How about I buy you dinner? You look hungry, and I know an amazing Chinese joint around the corner. Best Szechuan beef in the city. Thanks. But I was just gonna grab some soup from the market, I say and look at the corner. And at the dark windows that had been full of light just a few minutes ago. Crap. They keep strange hours, Peyton says and shrugs. So, how about it? Will you let me buy you dinner? Consider it a housewarming gift. Housewarming? I ask, wary. On 1015, he says and points down the street. The Third Arms. I live there. Makes us neighbors. I work there, I say. So I'm not sure if that makes us neighbors so much as that means I get to serve you. I don't know what the Third Arms policy is on employees and residents socializing, so it's probably best if... Stop whining and shut the fuck up, kid, Peyton snaps. When someone saves your ass from a gang of Haints, then offers to buy you dinner, just say yes. That doesn't seem like a sound policy. Jesus Christ, Peyton mutters and rubs his face. Something howls from the grove and he whips around. Fuck off, Lewis. When he turns back to me, he rolls his eyes. That's Lewis, he says. You'll get used to him. He's a reverse werewolf. A reverse werewolf? He only becomes human during the full moon, Peyton says and shrugs. Best to avoid going into the grove if you can. I've never been in there and don't plan on it, I say and turn to walk back to the Third Arms. I need a favor, Peyton says, and the words hang there in the air. I could really use your help. I stop and turn. His face is all scrunched up in a sorta apologetic and semi-hopeful way. What kind of favor? The kind that is talked about over plates of Szechuan beef and barbecue pork, he says and smiles, then gestures toward the corner. It's a block at the most. My stomach growls, and Peyton's smile beams. Fine, I say and walk past him. But dinner doesn't mean I'm doing you any favors. I haven't told you what the favor is yet, so you'd be pretty stupid to say yes already, Peyton says and claps me on the shoulder again as he walks with me to the corner. At the very least, you'll get a free meal and I get to show someone one of my favorite restaurants in the city. We're both already ahead of the game, if you say so. Big thanks to our newest Dr. No Sleep Premium.
Dr. No Sleep.
Whiskey neat, Peyton says. Kid? It's Tony, I say. Tony Pritchard. What do you want to drink, Tony Pritchard? Joni asks. Can I just get a beer? A golden lager or something like that? Whiskey neat and a golden lager coming right up, Joni says, then turns and walks off.
The food is amazing, like I said,
Peyton says.
but it ain't cheap. I'd tell you to try the lunch specials, but you'll be working during lunch and they don't deliver. They don't even use delivery wraiths. Oh, okay.
I say, then blink.
Wait, how do you know I'll be working during the day? You're the new elevator operator, right?
He responds.
Which means you're working every day from now until, well,
He trails off and shrugs.
I was just hired today.
I say.
I haven't even started yet. How did you find out so fast? First, it wasn't that fast.
He says.
Second, I'm a private investigator. Knowing shit is what I do for a living. You're a PI? You sound surprised.
He says and laughs.
You probably think all PIs in the city are down on their luck losers wearing 10-year-old suits. I came into some good luck a bit back.
Peyton replies and smooths out his suit coat.
It was hard-fought luck, but good in the end. What does that mean? It means, while you may not have signed away your soul to the devil himself, you definitely shook hands with someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart. So what? Miss Moscato is a demon? I thought only humans can live and work at the Third Arms. Well, you're being naive to take anything that woman says at face value. But she didn't lie. Only humans can work and live at the Third Arms. And Miss Moscato is human, all right. She's just a shitty one. Are you saying I should quit? What? No. Where'd you get that idea? Sounds like you're warning me off of the job. Warning you off? Kid, you already took it. Ain't no backing out now.
He sighs, then pauses as Joni arrives with our drinks.
Thanks. Whiskey neat? Golden lager,
She says.
anything else? You need anything, kid?
Peyton asks me.
I need you to stop calling me kid.
I say, which makes Joni snort.
I'll leave you two alone.
She says with a smirk.
Food will be out shortly. Thanks, Joni.
Peyton says and watches her walk away.
Where was I?
I have no idea, I say and sip my beer. He snaps his fingers.
Loopholes. That's where I was. You didn't say anything about loopholes. I was getting to it.
He says and leans forward again.
Has anyone mentioned a forbidden button to you? I don't know if I should be talking about work with you.
I say and sip my beer again.
What are you worried about? Getting fired? Yeah, I just got fired from my old job, and my apartment building burned down. So I kind of need to stay employed and housed right now. Kid, they aren't gonna fire you,
He says, then sees me bristle at being called a kid again.
Sorry, Tony. They aren't gonna fire you, Tony. That handshake works both ways. It's why they test you first. That was a test to be human,
I say.
amongst other things, yeah.
The spring rolls arrive.
Thanks, Joni.
Peyton says.
Fuck off, Peyton.
Joni replies, walking away the second she sets the plates of rolls down.
What'd you do to her?
I ask.
I have a way with people.
Bite of spring roll, then winces.
Hot, hot, hot.
I hear Joni laugh from somewhere in the restaurant.
Damn.
Peyton says and grabs my beer. He swigs half of it, then sighs and smacks his lips.
That cools things down.
He breathes through his mouth and takes another bite. He gestures at the spring rolls.
Eat.
He says.
Sure.
I respond and pick up a spring roll. I take a small bite and let the steam clear before taking another bite.
Not bad.
Peyton nods, then says,
The loophole. They have told you about the button, right?
I think back to Mr. Ansell's warning and the words on the back of my door. I nod.
Good.
He says and finishes off his spring roll.
Well, this brings us to the favor. You haven't explained the loophole. I'm getting to it. It's part of the favor.
He picks up another spring roll, then sets it down.
Okay. All cards on the table. When that button shows up, I need you to press it. That's the opposite of what I've been told. I know it is. But you see, Tony, the loophole of the Third Arms Charter is that the button you're gonna push will take us to a floor in the building that doesn't exist. And if it doesn't exist, well, you're the operator, so you have to push the button. I'll be there because I need to get onto that floor. That's the favor? You need me to push the forbidden button when it shows up? I need you to ring me when it shows up. I'll meet you in the elevator, and that's when you push the button. He must see the worry on my face, because he waves a hand at me. You don't even have to leave the elevator when we reach the floor. All I need is for you to keep that door open, so I can do what I need to do and get back onto the elevator all safe and sound. Why? What? Why do you need to do what you need to do? Because I'm paying off a debt I incurred a long ways back. You don't have the money to pay it? This ain't a pay-with-money type of debt, if you get what I mean. I don't really, but I nod like I do. Yeah, the city is weird, and things aren't exactly normal like they should be. A reverse werewolf in the Grove is but most people like me just keep our heads down when we see strange or terrifying things. We just try to live our lives and make the best of what we can in the city. Our food arrives and Joni sets the platters in the center of the table, then stands back and puts her hands on her hips. Another beer? She asks me. Sure, I say, and down what's left and hand her the glass. Thank you. No problem, she says and looks at Peyton. Another whiskey? Make it a double, and we'll need some to-go containers, too. I figured, she responds, then leaves. Don't give me an answer yet. Let's eat first, Peyton says. You can let me know your thoughts after we chow down on this fine food. I watch him as he picks up a pair of chopsticks and starts dishing himself up from each platter high with food. I do the same, although I don't pile quite so high. Another few bites, I look at Peyton and lift my eyebrows. I know, right? He says around a mouthful of barbecue pork. Good stuff. He isn't wrong. I eat and eat and eat until I think I'm going to throw up or explode or both. I barely touch my beer, except to take sips to cool my mouth down from the Szechuan beef. Joni comes by and hands Peyton the check and me the to-go containers. The rest is yours, Peyton says as he pulls a wad of cash from his pocket and slaps down way more than the bill. Joni is getting a very nice tip. Thanks, I say, and fill the containers with the leftovers. Peyton doesn't say anything about the elevator button as he gets up and nods for me to follow. He grabs his overcoat on the way out and we leave the restaurant. More like I waddle out of the restaurant, I'm so full. We're halfway back to the Third Arms when Peyton asks, So, did I get you food drunk enough to say yes to my favor? You keep saying it's a favor, I reply. What do I get out of it? A favor in return, he says and laughs. That's how favors work. Any favor? Normally, I'd say within reason. But considering what I'm asking of you, yeah, any favor. As long as it's something I can do. Don't ask me to turn lead into gold or any crap like that. You can find your own alchemist for that.
Nope.
There's a couple of them down
Nope.
on Broker's Row, but I wouldn't advise getting involved with that lot. Alchemists are the lowest of the low. Like junkies and bakers in the same body. Again, I nod like I understand when I really don't. Okay, I say. Okay, he says and stops walking. You'll do it? I'll do it, I say and hold up a finger. On one condition. What's that? If things go wrong and I lose my job and apartment over this, you send me to an apartment. I shake my head. No, with a better job and better apartment. Is that the favor you're cashing in? No, not even close. That's a condition to me doing a favor. You'll still owe me a favor after it's all done. He starts walking again and I join him. We're at the Third Arms entrance when he nods. Deal, kid, he says, then winces. Sorry, Tony. It's a deal, Tony. He holds out his hand. I stare at it, then I shake it. I hear a low creaking and look up. A gargoyle on the north corner of the building is staring right at me. Peyton follows my gaze and frowns. Grotesques are such nosy bitches, he says and flips the gargoyle off. Grotesque? I ask, as the gargoyle sneers, then turns its head and looks in the opposite direction. Gargoyles are rain spouts, Peyton replies. That up there? The statue? That's a grotesque. You really don't know much about the city, do you? I shrug. Well, that's okay. Everyone gets gargoyles and grotesques mixed up. And I suppose you don't need to know much about the city unless you're in my line of work, or being asked to do favors for people in your line of work. Good point, he says and looks. But you said you lived here, I say, suddenly suspicious. Ha! I do live here, he says and laughs. But I have to go see a minotaur about some blood first. Plus a few other random errands need tending to. It'll be a late night for me. Okay, so I just ring you when I see the button? I say and cock my head. How do I do that? The elevator has a phone, he says. Pick it up, ask for 1015, and they'll connect you to my room. Who is they? Those who run the phones in this damned city. You know how the phone service is around here. It's more magic than anything. A howl erupts from the edge of the grove. Shut up, Lewis! Peyton shouts, then once more claps me on the shoulder. See you around, Tony. Hopefully sooner than later. Then he's gone, walking down the street at a brisk pace before he turns into an alley and is lost from sight. Standing there, taking in the evening's events, I look across the street at the edge of the grove and see two huge yellow eyes staring back at me from a large holly bush. I wave, and the eyes blink, then disappear. When I go inside, Miss Grace isn't working the front desk. Instead, a slightly older gentleman is behind it, talking to a plump woman. He looks up, frowns, then nods, smiles, and beckons me over. And the smell coming out of my kitchen drain must be dealt with immediately as well, the plump woman is saying when I get to the front desk. I will have maintenance come and take a look first thing in the morning, the gentleman says. Then his eyes shift to me. Ah, Mr. Pritchard. I am glad we got to meet before you start tomorrow. I'm Mr. Sandelin, the night clerk. I also work the days as the concierge. So if you...
Oh, Mr. Sandelin. How long was that? Oh, 40 minutes. Goes way quicker if we don't talk. Like 2 hours quicker. Ooh, that's hot. Uh-oh, where's my tape? Uh-oh. We're gonna get the tape right now. I can't deal with this. Tape! We got it. Oh my god. Yes. Peace out. Blam! Lupa? Is this lady a baby doula? Wax? This guy's name's Wax Taylor? I don't know about that. Wax? Who calls themselves Wax? Wax Taylor. All right, well, who's ready to go make the matzo eggs? Are you guys ready? Let's go. Matzo eggs. Matzo eggs. It's going to shut off for a second. Hey, Luigi! Hey, Luigi! Stop signs! You're saved. We're gonna go make some matzo eggs. Matzo eggs. Jumping over cars, that's right. Jumping over cars, homie, let's go. I figured it out yesterday. I was looked back at the footage and I was like, damn, that looks awesome. That looks awesome. I'll never tell this secret. I got a drone. It's a drone. Matzo eggs. Matzo eggs. Oh God. It's a movie magic. Alright, you ready for the matzo eggs? I'm gonna teach you guys how to make matzo eggs. Are you ready? So first thing you're gonna wanna do is wash your hands. Number one thing, wash your hands, yeah. Okay. Great. Then, you want to get a big bowl. And you take the matzo and you crumple it up like this. kind of want there to be like pieces, big ones. Do that. Do like 3 or 4. Crushed. That's probably good enough. Then you take the water and you pour the water in. And you mix this around. Matzo eggs. If you've never had them, you're missing out. Huge. What do you think, Luigi? Should we? Is anyone even in here? Should we put these back on? I don't know. Maybe. All right. Now that the matzo eggs have soaked for a second, then you drain out the water. Okay. Then you get the eggs. One, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. And you just mix it up. Your eggs and a matzo. Then you turn on the oven and you spray the thing down. Boing! And then you just put the matzo eggs in. Blam! Andronicus, what up? We're making matzo eggs, homie. Matzo eggs. They're the best. Matzo eggs. You put the matzo in the eggs. But you don't eat it with ketchup, you eat it with cinnamon sugar. How is the barn? Where is that right now? The barn. Commander! Uh-oh. Oh, good, man. I used to really like working by the, at the boat rental place by the ocean, by the bay. I got fired, though. I finished all the work, and then I asked my boss, hey, can I take a nap? And he said, sure, because it was really slow. But then the owner of the whole company, like, ended up coming that day. And he tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, you can leave. You're fired. And then I was like, what? I was supposed to, who are you? See that name? That's my name. I'm like, oh god. And then I walked back in, and my manager had like this look of horror on his face. And never saw him again. Oh well. Damn. I hate pressing that damn button on accident, dude. We're not talking. We're never talking again. Ba, 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 ba. Lots of eggs. Lots of eggs. It's like I guess it's like, it's kind of like French toast, but with matzo, I guess. Yeah, French toast with matzo. Look at it, that's 3 eggs. It turns into like so much more. It's pretty crazy. Doesn't seem like 3 eggs to me. But then you want to eat it with cinnamon and sugar. That looks like ketchup. Cinnamon and sugar, pure cane sugar. Too sunny, man.
1st, 10th, 19th, 28th. You're going to be a leader. You're going to have masculine qualities. A lot of these people tend to be fighters. A lot of these people tend to be lawyers. If you're born on the 1st, 10th, 19th, 28th. What would you say is the most beta sign in Western astrology? Come on, man, we got to step on some toes. I mean, that's a tough one. I don't think so.
I look at Virgos. I look at the twin of Gemini being Virgo. Gemini's going to be the alpha of those pair. They definitely have a dark side. They have an edge to them sometimes. Libras can be soft.
Turns out so good. It's the best. What is it, like French toast? Eggs? It's like French toast with matzo instead of bread. It's way better than French toast. Have you ever watched the Divine New show? Yeah. Yeah. There's only one, right? Yeah, I watched it.
Here, because
started in the fun shit. Yeah, but like, bro, none of these man liked you, bro, last year. Like, literally, I've got the receipts, fam. None of these men even liked you, bro. Everyone was saying, oh, he's fucking moaning about who's getting views and all this shit when it was all popping up.
Anybody even like you? Nobody even like you. Imagine. Nobody even like you. Nobody even like you. Who? Oh man. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Where's my tape at, dude? We need my tape. Face my tapes. That's how I face my tapes. I'm gonna tape my face skin back to give myself a facelift. That's all we need, just a little one. We just need a little bit. Couple of little. Yeah, I'm down. But I think things go better if you ask me questions and I answer. I don't... Because I can answer the questions. I just don't care about any of this, so I don't really have anything to say. What do you got me? I mean, if you do, if you ask me, but I don't care. I'm not going to... I have no questions to ask. I guess that's what I should say. Zero. Damn! This is good. Alright, let's plan our day. I'm going live again tomorrow night. I hope I don't fall asleep this time. You fell asleep? Tomorrow night. Well, no matter what, I'll listen to it. Oh, what up? Maserati! Alright, we have a new client. Her hair is green. She said her hair is green. Another salon made her hair green. Her hair has a tint of green in it. Oh no! I just put cinnamon sugar and it was fine. I don't know exactly what her hair looks like or how it's gonna be, but the opposite of green is red. So you usually have to put something that's red in there, which is like a natural color. There's always red in natural colors. So in hair dye, so I probably had to put something natural in there. But I think she said her hair was blonde. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. But that's at 2 o'clock. So at 2, so how long can we play Starfield? We can play Starfield. Let's see. We can play for 3 hours. Because at 11, we have to take a shower, get ready. And then at 1, we have to drive to the beauty supply pretty far to get what I would need. Or do we? Maybe we don't. Last stream didn't save? Oh no! Starfield for 3 hours, that's kind of a lot. Especially when you're running around like an idiot. It's so good we ate it all. It's so good we ate it all. Yes. Alright, time to play. Time to go to my real life. AC. We got the AC just in case. We got my ex-girlfriend's fingernails. I've kept for years. Let's turn on the computer that I built with George. The switch. We got the switch. We got the bunnies. We got the damn bunnies. All right, well, we'll be right back for the Starfield portion. Just give me like 20 minutes or so. We'll start. So I'll be right back. Still want to send me something? Yeah, of course. Of course. What do you mean? Where's the address? Send me the address. You wanted this, right? This is what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted. Yeah, send me the thing. Send it on over. We're donating our time to an anime convention this weekend, so maybe we'll find something cool for you there too. Anime. You guys are coming too. If they don't let me stream, I'm gonna leave, but I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't ruin their whole thing, but like, I don't know, dude. You're gonna have to let me. Because they said cosplay is allowed, so I mean, this could just be my cosplay. I'm a phone guy. I'm Phone Man. You never heard of Phone Man? What do you mean? He's the best. Oh my god, he's my favorite superhero. Anime guy. No, you gotta let me wear the phone. I'm Phone Man. Phone Man. What do you mean? I have to be able to wear it. It's part of the whole. It's part of the thing, dude. God. That's next Xbox game. Yes, I know. We got it. 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 We got what you need. I got it. Don't worry. Where's the controller? There's a controller. Remote. Who's ready for Starfield? Who's ready? Who's ready? Starfield is the best game in the world. It doesn't get better than this. All right, we'll see you in a second. See you in a second. Later, we'll be back in. We'll be starting right here with this lady and with this Xena over here. See you soon.